Have you ever wondered what lies beyond death? Not just in vague symbols or soft promises, but in vivid, terrifying, beautiful detail. A mysterious ancient text, once read by early Christians, pulls back the veil between this world and the next. It's called the Apocalypse of Peter, and what it shows us is not just heaven and hell, but justice, mercy, and the haunting cost of our choices. This is a story of divine vision, of horrors, of hope, and maybe, just maybe, of redemption. Let us begin. It starts on the Mount of Olives, under a sky heavy with mystery. Peter, the disciple of Jesus, stands beside his teacher. Suddenly, Jesus lifts him, not just spiritually, but into a higher state of vision. He opens Peter's eyes to see not only what is, but what will be. "Peter," Jesus says, "I will show you the fate of the righteous and the wicked." And just like that, Peter's soul is pulled into the realm beyond death. The first thing he sees is paradise, a place of radiant beauty. Rolling fields filled with fragrant flowers that never die. Trees heavy with fruit, their branches glowing with heavenly light. The righteous walk in joy and laughter, clothed in robes that shimmer like sunlight. These souls are at peace. They lived lives of mercy, faith, and kindness. They fed the hungry. They comforted the broken. They forgave, even when they were wronged. Their reward is to dwell in eternal light, forever in the presence of God. Angels sing around them. The air itself feels alive. There is no pain, no fear, only glory. Peter watches, filled with wonder. But then the light fades. Jesus turns to him and says, "Now, I must show you the other side." Darkness falls. The vision shifts. Peter is no longer in paradise. He is somewhere else, deep, distant, and dreadful. The cries of the damned fill the air. He sees sinners hanging by their tongues, those who cursed and lied. He sees people suspended by their hair over rivers of fire, those who acted with pride and vanity. There are men and women chained together, dragged through fields of burning sand, those who committed adultery and sexual sin. Murderers are devoured by beasts and serpents, screaming endlessly as they are torn apart, reassembled and torn again. The greedy are forced to eat molten gold, endlessly consuming what they once craved. Hypocrites, deceivers, abusers, each group receives a punishment tailor-made, symbolic of the sins they clung to in life. Hell in the Apocalypse of Peter is not chaotic, it is precise. A place of mirrored justice, where every sin is answered with its reflection. Peter is overwhelmed. He looks at Jesus in anguish. "Lord," he cries, "how can this suffering be eternal?" Jesus gazes at him, and what he says next changes everything. "My Father is just," Jesus says, "but also merciful." And then something extraordinary happens. Peter sees the souls of the righteous, the saints, the angels, pleading with God. They hear the cries of the damned and beg for mercy. Even in judgment, love remains. In some versions of the text, God listens. The gates of hell crack open, if only slightly. Some souls are lifted from their torment, not all, but some, saved by the prayers of the righteous and the mercy of the divine. This vision is not just of fire and punishment. It is a vision of possibility, a whisper of hope, even in the darkest places. But not everyone welcomed this message. In the early church, the Apocalypse of Peter was widely read. Some thought it should be part of the Bible. But over time, doubts grew. Some leaders felt the descriptions were too graphic, too emotional. Others feared its portrayal of post-death mercy might tempt people to sin freely, thinking they'd be forgiven later. And so, It was left out, pushed to the margins, forgotten by some, feared by others. But the vision didn't die. The text survived, hidden in dusty manuscripts and echoed in the whispers of theology. It endured because it speaks not just to our fears, but to our longing for justice and our desperate hope for mercy. What does this ancient text teach us? Not just that heaven and hell exist, but that our lives matter, that our choices matter, that justice is real, but also that mercy is possible, even in our darkest hour, even when all seems lost. This is not a bedtime story. It is not entertainment. It is a mirror. It forces us to ask, who am I? What kind of life am I living? Am I walking the path of kindness, truth, and humility? Or am I hiding behind lies, greed, and cruelty? It's a warning, but not without love. Peter, the disciple who once denied Christ 3 times, is the one chosen to see this vision. He is the one who pleads for the damned, the one who asks, is there hope? And perhaps, because of that question, the vision ends not with fire, but with mystery. The Apocalypse of Peter doesn't give us every answer. It doesn't wrap everything in a neat, clean bow. Instead, it leaves us with a choice. Do we live for this world or the next? Do we mock justice or seek it? Do we love only ourselves, or do we dare to love our neighbor? What Peter saw beyond death was terrifying, but also beautiful, harsh, but honest. And maybe that's the point, because maybe the most dangerous lie isn't that hell doesn't exist. Maybe it's that we think we're immune to it, or worse, that others deserve it, and we never could. The Apocalypse of Peter tears down that illusion. It shows that even the righteous still beg for the mercy of others, that even the damned still cry out to be seen, that the line between salvation and damnation is not drawn by luck, but by the life we choose to live. Not perfectly, but purposefully. So now, you've seen it too, through Peter's eyes, the gardens of paradise, the flames of torment, the cries, the compassion, the judgment, the mercy, and the mystery. What you do with this vision is up to you. But know this, the path is open, and eternity is listening. If you found this fascinating, hit that like button, subscribe for more forbidden knowledge. Before you go, don't miss our next videos from above and discover other ancient secrets of history that were hidden away. Until now.